Hey guys, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth and this is Hard Knocks Performance. In this video, what I'm going to do is walk you through how I went about identifying the power steering fluid leak that Red Rocket has, and I went over that in the video before this. So this video will highlight the steps that I took in order to troubleshoot and identify the source of the leak, as well as removing the power steering pump and installing a brand new one to correct the issue. And you guys will be, well, hopefully you'll be just as surprised as I was to figure out where the leak was actually coming from. So definitely stay tuned for that. Before we go ahead and get started, if you find this video helpful, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you want to stay in the loop with all of my automotive adventures, please consider hitting the subscribe button and also hitting that notification bell. That way you are in the loop with each and every time that I upload new content. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, now she is on the ramps. We have our power steering fluid in here. Okay. Power steering fluid. It's also labeled. If you don't know where it is, just check your engine compartment. And we're going to go ahead and put it in and see where it's leaking. Alright, so we have successfully located the area in which the power steering is leaking from. So when we turned on the vehicle, once we started turning the steering wheel, we could see that it started to squirt out of the power steering pump sensor. So in this little area over here, I'll make sure to include a little snipping of that in slow-mo for you guys so you know exactly where it's coming from. So we looked up the part and it looks like it's only $55 to replace. So we're thinking that that's going to be the best way or the best route to take. So before we go ahead and do that, we're just going to apply engine degreaser and then just get her all cleaned up before we start doing any of that. So we'll go ahead and do that next. Okay, so we're back from the store and we were able to find the replacement power steering pump along with the sensor that we saw the power steering fluid was leaking out of. So in order to remove it, we're actually going to have to remove the belt. So I'm going to have to go underneath the vehicle and loosen that up to pop it out, and yeah. Belt is off, so the next step is we're going to remove the fasteners. You can see that they're under pretty tight, they're corroded on, so we're going to use some WD-40 to loosen it up, and the pump should come off after that. So go ahead and squirt in the 4 locations. This one here. And the other one's a little harder to reach. Okay. That, whoops. came out. But it did break free. Yeah. The sun is burning me. I put on SPF 70. For my sunburn shirt. One. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it to be that long, but I could see that the channel is long. Like, where it goes on. I was just about to ask you for one of those. Thank you. My sunburn. Oh, look who showed up. Look who showed up. You have to say hello. This is Adrian. He's going to help / learn. So I was just explaining to him that the power steering was leaking, and we went through and we found where the power steering was leaking from. So either the threads are bad, or there's some type of a pinhole leak in that area, or the sensor itself is bad. So what we need to do is replace the pump itself, and we're also gonna fix the sensor while we're at it. So I added WD-40, removed 2 bolts so far, and I have 2 more to get it to come out.
Oh, you're taking it out?
Yeah, we have to take it out. So taking these vice grips, we're going to clamp the hose clamp closed to pull it off. Come on, hose. It's stuck. Oh, come here. Look, it's indented.
That's how it should be here. Hold on. Oh, not big enough. Hold that up.
Where can I zip tie you to? We're removing the power steering pump, but we need to lift it up so that we can disconnect some of these lines that we didn't have access to while it was originally installed. All right. Already had a little help breaking this loose, but we'll go ahead and And there it is. Power steering pump. Alright, so what we've done here is we have set the power steering pump on the table vise, and we're using the pulley puller to remove the pulley from the power steering pump. And I just have Rob here assisting me. I'll let him do the manual labor. And voila, it's off. All right, we have successfully removed the pulley from the old power steering pump. Now here we have the new one, which we just picked up at AutoZone.
Not a sponsor.
But you could become one. So now we just have to, yeah, here's the sensor that we bought for it too. But we're just going to need to press fit this on. So what we're gonna do is use the vise here and just press it together. Okay, so here we're just going to lubricate the O-ring just so we don't get any cracks, which could then result in another leak. So looks good. O-ring is lubricated, and we're just going to Alright, so now we're ready to go ahead and install the new one. We've just gone ahead and applied a little bit of anti-seize on the bolt so that, I mean, I'm hoping I don't have to do this again, but it won't be as hard to pull them on next time. Okay, there it goes. Perks of having small hands. Give me the other one.
It's right by the tire.
I also like to consider myself somewhat ambidextrous. Okay, so now that we have secured the power steering pump back into the engine, we're just going to take the connector, this little guy here, remove the cap, this one here. Let me just look at the pins to make sure I position this properly. Yeah, this way. And it's hooked up. So now what we're gonna do is add the power steering fluid back into the vehicle, turn her back on, rotate the wheel, and see if the leak is still present or not.
behind the scenes footage here of the work in progress.
What does it say?
She's got the umbrella, she's got the ice cream.